Thanks to the supporters at channel member Harold Rotmo. Well, folks, the plan for today is very simple. By the end of this video, I will no longer be managing Barcelona. Hello and welcome to Club 4, part 18 of Non-League to Legend. I'm Kevin. Coming up on today's episode, we're going to do a quick season review of Barcelona. We might even get started on a transfer window, but realistically, this is all about the job hunt. The job is done at Barcelona, as you can see. In addition to these 4 trophies that we won last year, La Liga, the Copa del Rey, the Spanish Super Cup, and of course the UEFA Super Cup, we have the Champions League that we won last year to add to the collection. We have won everything it is possible to win at Barcelona in just 2 years of our 3-year contract that we signed when we arrived. So obviously we could hang around and do it all again, but we've done all this. We don't need to go and do it all again. And plus, there is the slight issue of an impending administration for the club hanging over me as well that I don't really want to be a part of. I would quite like to move on before the club collapses financially around me, because ultimately this Barcelona team is going to be weaker next year. They're going to have to sell some of the players. I think because of the financial situation of the club, a lot of the values of a lot of our key players are way, way lower than they should be. If we just have a jump forward to the new arrivals bit to have a look at our signings of the season, who I'm particularly looking for. In fact, I don't know why these are shown as signing from Barcelona Athletic, because that's absolutely not what's happened. But if we just jump into the first team squad rather than the signings of the season and just have a look at some of these transfer values, I'm a little bit baffled as to what's going on. I mean, Sakuna, a transfer value of 27 to 30 million. This man has signed for Barcelona, got 30 goals in 30 appearances, averaged a 7.78, top scorer in La Liga. He's just won Player of the Year in Spain. He was the European Golden Boot holder across 2 different leagues last season. Since signing for Barcelona, he's scored 46 goals in 47 appearances. Yet he's now worth less than we paid for him, and he's only 24, 6 goals from 9 caps for Spain. That's a £100 million plus player if ever I saw one. That's probably going to get sold out from under us for very little, and it repeats itself over and over again. La Cruz is the one I'm aiming for. Ander La Cruz. Absolutely superb player. We signed him for £56 million. He's played 2 full seasons. This year, he's absolutely emerged as a goal-scoring central midfielder. 18 goals, 8 assists from 32 appearances, a 7.57. A guy who's only 25 years old. Yeah, he's not played for Spain yet, but 24 goal contributions from 18 starts. I'll take that. But he's apparently now valued at 24 to 27 million, and again, wanted by Chelsea. We're going to have to sell him for half of what we paid for him. It makes no sense. This team is going to be weakened massively because of this financial situation, which I'll emphasize again is not my fault, because the transfer debt is only 176 million. The rest of the £1 billion debt is absolutely nothing to do with me. This club is in a mess. Even though I've reduced the wage budget, they're going to have to sell some players, and yeah, it's going to be a weaker team as a result of having to sell those players. So I want to move on. I don't want a season of finishing 3rd and trying to balance the books. That's not where I am at my stage in my career. Apparently the Osmani deal wasn't good value for money. He's come in and been the best player. I don't understand. I do. 26 assists that man got. The board have lost their minds. So yeah, finances are a mess. Not getting through to the final of the Champions League has cost us probably, between competition prize money and broadcast revenue, compared to last year, it's cost us the best part of £100 million. But still, most of £1 billion, that's nothing to do with that. But yeah, we're done. We are done at Barcelona. It's time to move on. There's all of your other bits and bobs as well there. So the key now is to figure out where we're going to go. I would quite like, I mean, I feel like I want to end Non-League to Legend this year in the Premier League with a Premier League win. I don't know that I'm ready to head back there just yet. Hold on, let's make sure we pick the right one here. Yeah, we're going to win the title again. And we're going to win the Champions League again. Yeah, I'm not going to be here, but I'm sure you will. I'm sure you'll have a lovely time. Maybe Messi will come in and manage you. But yeah, I'd quite like to go to the Premier League and end the series there when the time comes. The idea of going back to Preston really appeals to me. But I think in the meantime, Italy is so tempting because we've never been there in non-league to legend. And it seems bonkers that we've never been there in non-league to legend. Insecure jobs in Italy, there aren't many, which is not ideal. Oh, okay. I thought these were jobs that were available. I was confused. So the only insecure jobs, Cremonese, Salernitana, not interested in either of those. So what we're really going to need is a bigger club whose manager moves on to go somewhere else. We're looking at the likes, I mean, if we have a look at Serie A, we are looking at the likes of Inter, Juventus, Milan, Napoli, a club of that kind of level. Probably one of those four is what we're really looking for. And I'm wondering if we start this managerial merry-go-round off by resigning, which is not something I would normally do. But if we look at the jobs that are actually available, there's no big jobs available. I guess Tottenham is the closest to a big job. Simone Inzaghi is manager of Juventus. Okay, the managerial merry-go-round might get itself going here. So Tottenham have finished 6th and sacked their manager. I'm not going back to Tottenham. Atletico are available as well. They're Niko Kovac of Fry. See, that doesn't really get things going. What we need to do is get this set up to just the leagues we'd be interested in managing in. So if there's a really interesting Premier League job, we'd go there. Ligue 1, we'd definitely go to. Bundesliga, we'd consider. Serie A, we definitely consider. We're done in La Liga, though. La Liga is complete. We've won everything there is to win here. So these are the jobs at the moment, and I am not interested in any of them. There's Will Still. What's he up to? Manager of Blackburn. There you go. Still not 40 years old in 2032. This world is ridiculous. We're going to press continue a few times. If any big offers come in for any of our players and we can balance the books and avoid administration, we probably take them. But we are very much going to be checking in on job security, job centre, looking for a big job in one of these big leagues. Juventus would be very tempting. If Inzaghi goes to Spurs, heading to Juventus would be awesome. I'm very much up for that, especially because it looks like they've not had the best of seasons this season just gone, finishing 4th, well behind Inter. Juventus could be a very interesting next job. Well, once again, Spurs really seem to be messing up all of my fun. We've made it all the way through to the 29th of June. The one job that could have kickstarted a managerial merry-go-round at my level, still not filled. Every other job that was available is gone. Spurs, still on the lookout. It has occurred to me, though, that this summer is an international tournament summer. I'm not actually sure if it's a World Cup or a Euros. I've had a lot of play. It's a Euros. So the Euros are going on. Why is the Euros going on relevant? Because after the Euros and after the World Cup, lots of international managers get sacked and retire and resign. So club managers from usually quite high-level clubs often take their places. So although we're still waiting for something to happen with Spurs, hopefully the hiring of Simone Inzaghi so I can go to Juventus, if that doesn't go the way I want it to go, or if they just continue to drag their feet forever, we do have the hope that in probably about 10 days, there's going to be a mass sacking resignation of international managers, and lots of club managers will step up to take their places, and some more jobs should become available. Otherwise, we might actually have to start the season with Barcelona, which would be not ideal. I mean, we've not sold anybody yet, but we also can't really buy anybody. There's no money to be had, and we've already won everything. So what's the point? What is the point exactly? So we're just going to keep pressing continue and hoping some jobs become available. But by the way, I loaned John Watt out because he was grumpy. He's gone to El Ettifaq. I thought they were loaning him for the season. They've loaned him for 6 weeks. He returns now. He's never played a game for them. Hopefully that is the reality check he needs to come back and accept being a squad player here at Barcelona. The fact he's gone there and not played a game. Presumably because their season is not on, and I don't really know why they loaned him, but who knows? We've not gone into administration yet either, which is handy. Well, it's the 5th of July and Inzaghi has finally gone to Spurs, so the Juventus job is available. Graham Potter, who was my predecessor at Barcelona, I think, went to Manchester City and got fired, and he's now managing Athletic Club. He's the favourite for the job, so you would think I should be able to get the job ahead of him. So Juventus, I think, is what we're going to be looking for. They've got a similar wage bill to us. They're rich, Lovely, lovely stuff. Managers cannot work for two teams in the same division in the same season. I never knew that was a rule in Italy. This is what happens when you go all these years never managing a team in a certain country. But we are absolutely going to apply for the Juventus job. I think I'm going to declare interest in the job as well. We've started to get offers come in for some of our players that are pathetic offers, and they're going to start to get sold out from under me. We're selling Araujo to Chelsea for $7.5 million just to try and get him off the wage bill. We've got various other offers for various other players. The finances are just an absolute disaster, and it's only going to get worse here. So I'm just going to, tell everyone I want the Juventus job, and if Barcelona sack me, then so be it. They have to pay me off if they sack me. Yes, I would like to go and manage Juventus, please. Fingers crossed. Interview incoming. We are still probably also only a matter of days away from the managerial merry-go-round from the Euros starting off as well. So there might yet be other jobs that come up, but at the moment, I would be delighted if I ended up at Juventus. That would be ideal. There's me wanting it. Does that mean I'm now favourite? Yay! In your face, Graham Potter. Chapman open to Juventus discussion. Yes, I am. And I don't want to get rid of Graticos. And Spurs are now in for Agostini. And these, again, more pathetic offers. We spent £71 million on him. He's 22. He's already an elite level player. 23 caps for Italy. No, we're not going to sell him to Spurs for half price. Of course we're not. Club's already trying to pick the bones off of a carcass that hasn't even gone into administration yet. I wonder if I get the Juventus job, where I'll be shopping. Well, a few more weeks have passed. None of the other big jobs have become available yet off the back of this merry-go-round I speculated might happen. There are lots of international jobs available, though. No interest in managing them, but presumably when England, France, Italy, Netherlands, Portugal, Spain, Brazil end up getting their new managers, there's probably going to be some big jobs become available, but it might be too late for me because I now have my interview with Juventus. One of the reasons the board have decided to offer me an interview is because they feel I'm an acceptable fit for the club's highly ambitious vision for the future. This is mainly as a result of my deeply commitment towards playing a high-tempo pressing game. There are, however, concerns as your suitability for our vision because of your apparent objection towards making set pieces an important part of the game. It's just broken. We've scored so many set pieces. But yes, I will, of course, attend this interview. Hello, Andrea Agnelli. Welcome to Italy, me. That's a weird thing to say in an interview. Can we start again? How would I overcome the relatively big obstacle of not speaking the language? Well, I don't speak Spanish either, and I won the Champions League in my first season. So, see past my current, I'm quite good. I could quite conceivably end up learning it at some point. That's a really weak answer. I'm confident I can learn the language quickly. It's not hard. That's more like it. I have some reservations regarding the fact you've never managed in this country. My experience in other countries should hopefully make up for the fact I'm yet to work here. You've done some highly impressive work at your current club. Why do I want to move on? Can I just show them bank statements? It's time for the next step, and hopefully that can be here. Yeah. I think that's fair. We receive a large amount of media attention, and your media handling has been dubious, to say the least. Why is that the case? Because I just leave my assistant manager to do with it. I need opportunities to work at a club like this. But no, see, I'm at Barcelona at the moment. That's nonsense. I think I deal with... I think I deal with the media just fine. Let's be mad. How would I feel about working with current director of football, Federico Cherubini? He's a fellow spectacle wearer. I am in. Yes. We understand the importance of having the right backroom team in place. I mean, I'd like to bring Michael Gash, but he didn't come with me to Barcelona. So to be fair, I don't think I need to make any changes. So the club vision, entertaining, defensively solid football. Oh, welcome to Italy. High-tempo pressing football, make the most of set pieces, play possession football. So basically a combination of what we've done at Preston, Spurs and Barcelona. Maintain the club's status as the most reputable team in Italy. That should be straightforward, you would think. Work within the wage budget, maintain the best youth system in the country and develop the best youth system in the world, which I think is currently Barcelona. Grow the club's reputation. Don't give long contracts to old folk. And this season, they would like me to win Serie A and win a domestic cup whilst growing the club's reputation. No mention of winning the Champions League there. But remember, this is a team that finished 4th in Serie A this season just gone. So there is work to be done. Inter were well ahead of Juventus last season. If hired, would expect you to challenge for the UEFA Champions League qualification. Do you think I can do that? Absolutely, I do. Oh, hello, money. We could buy most of Barcelona's first team squad for that kind of money. Yeah, that works for me. That is way more than I'm currently spending at Barcelona. This is very much a job for Kev. Please and thank you. What else? I don't need to worry about any offers for Barcelona players at this point. Love the fact that it's St. Johnston coming in for John Watt now. He needs to accept Barcelona is probably an acceptable place for him to be. And I am now a big, big favourite for this Juventus job. We're just waiting for an offer. I'm kind of assuming I'm going at this point. And here we go, boys and girls. We have the Juventus job offer. It looks like it is going to be a slight pay cut. I'm currently on £92,000 a week for one more year at Barcelona. I'm being offered £68,000 a week for 3 years at Juventus, but I'm taking all of this with a pinch of salt. Couple of reasons. Firstly, by this point of the save, I am absolutely loaded and money is fairly meaningless and just a way to keep score, really. £15 million of career earnings at this point. I don't think I need to worry too much about how much I'm going to be paid at any job for the rest of my career. But also, only 1 year left at Barcelona, a club that is still on the brink of going into administration. So the way I see it, that job goes one of two ways. Either I stick around, do really well, they offer me a new contract, but it's got to be on less money because there's less money at the club for them to offer because of the whole administration thing. Or I stick around, it doesn't go so well, and either they sack me or I end up not getting offered a new contract. They just let it expire, in which case it's harmed my reputation. I might not even get 68k somewhere else. So even if money did really matter, which it doesn't, if it did still matter at this stage of the career, I think this is probably still the more sensible long-term choice. It's a 3-year deal. It's security at a club that don't have the financial problems that Barcelona have. They are considered rich rather than insecure, which is what Barcelona are considered. In fact, Barcelona have gone past insecure to just in debt at this point. So it just seems to me to be a very sensible financial decision. So let's see if we can squeeze any more money out of them as well, because you never know. I mean, let's see what we can squeeze. We've already got them up to 74. Can we get them to 80? 74 might be their limit. 77? 76? Okay, 74. 74 is fine. It's still more than... Well, I mean, that's not how you negotiate, by the way. There's supposed to be more than one piece of movement from you, football manager. Meanwhile, Spurs are trying to sign Lazarov. No, let's make sure all Barcelona players are available for me to come and steal if I decide I want to. Just tick all these boxes before we leave. And Brandon Berger is upset because he's no longer an important player. I haven't deliberately upset him just before I leave, but quite convenient, isn't it? If he's upset and his value is way less than we paid for him last year. Actually, it's more. He's one of the few whose value's actually increased. But we are done with Barcelona. We're leaving them in an extraordinary level of debt. Most of it not transfer debt, I'll keep emphasising. There does seem like there's a way out. I mean, projection-wise, the club is slowly going to recover, and they're not failing FFP. FFP is absolutely fine. In fact, the club over the last 3 years has made a £294 million profit. So if anything, I've been here for 2 of those 3 years. Despite spending about 600 million, we've still made a huge profit. It was a mess before I arrived. I just managed to win a few things and spend some money before they realised how much of a mess it was. And I'm sure they'll get themselves sorted out for a magic drink sponsorship deal or something like that anyway. But we are moving on to Club 5 of the save, which means I'm going to need to dust off the passport again and book a trip to Turin. I'm the new manager of Juventus, boys and girls, and we will have a look around this club in tomorrow's video. If you've enjoyed that, please make sure you leave a nice big thumbs up on there for me. Subscribe to the channel for daily Football Manager videos, and thank you very much for watching.